Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today in this video we're taking a look at this biological aquarium filter, and this is an MBBR type filter. MBBR stands for Moving Bed Biofilm Reactor, and this is the QANVEE LH-600. This filter is also available in a smaller size, which is the LH-300. Now this is the packaging. You can see the filter itself. This is basically a plastic container, and if you look on the box you will see that they are calling it a fluidized bed water goblin. Now, I'm not sure why they are calling this a goblin. Maybe it is green, that's why they are calling it a goblin. Anyways, the reason it is called a fluidized filter or moving bed filter is because the media or the medium on which we grow our beneficial bacteria or we culture our bacteria is moving itself, and because it is moving in the container, that's why it is called moving bed. And the reason it is called fluidized is because the density of the plastic used to make this media is very close to the density of water. So when you add this plastic media inside your tank, because the density of this plastic is very close to the density of water, it almost behaves like it is part of water and behaves like a fluid itself. So every movement of water will move this like it is part of water, and that's why it is called fluidized. So when you add this in water, it will stay on the top for a couple of weeks, and after some time beneficial bacteria will start making their house in these, and once the media is colonized with enough beneficial bacteria, it will start moving very smoothly. It almost like a liquid. Anyway, so that's pretty much it about the packaging. Let us open the box and see what comes inside. So the first thing that you get in the box is the reactor itself, and as you can see, the reactor is filled with our media. Let's keep it aside for now. You will get 4 pieces of suction cup that you can use to attach this filter inside your tank on your glass walls, and that's pretty much what you get in the box. So let's keep all these things aside and take a look at the filter itself and see how it works. Now that's pretty much what you get in the box. You get the filter itself, which is half filled with your Kaldnes plastic media. You get 4 suction cups. Now despite being this expensive, this filter doesn't come with an air pump or any kind of air tubing. I think for this price they could have easily given an air pump and with a little piece of air tube. Anyways, that's pretty much what you get in the box. So let's keep the suction cup aside and take a look at the filter itself. Now while holding the filter in my hand, I can feel that the filter build quality is really nice. It is very sturdy. The plastic that they have used is very strong and it feels a good quality material. It is not flexing in my hand at all. So to open the top of the filter, all you have to do is open this like that. This is only friction fit. You don't need to rotate this in either direction. Just simply take this off because this is friction fit. And the media that they have used is very small. As you can see, smaller the better because it can cover more volume inside your tank. And as you can see, this is a very small media. Let me show you a little close up on this black background. Now I hope you can see now. So you can see that there are small grooves, and all these is providing surface area to the beneficial bacteria. So the beneficial bacteria will start growing on the surface of this, and when it is moving inside this container, what happens is that it starts bumping into each other. And when these media starts bumping into each other, the bacteria that is weak and can't sustain life easily will start dropping off of this filter media. So only the strongest bacteria that can stick to this filter media even when it is moving that fast in your tank will grow. Okay, so now let me show you how this filter works. So to make this filter work, all you will have to do is you will have to connect your air tube, air pump to this part. This is connected to an air stone inside, which creates bubbles. So let me show you what happens when air starts entering here and it starts rising up. To open the bottom cap, you will have to rotate this anti-clockwise. Remember, the top cap is friction fit, so you don't have to rotate this. You can simply take this off, but the bottom cap is not friction fit, so you will have to rotate this anti-clockwise before you can take this out. So once you rotate this anti-clockwise, it will easily come out, and inside you will see that this is lined up with some little piece of foam. so that any debris, any floating particles in your water, any small fish will not be able to enter our filter. So this sponge will prevent any visible debris, and it will stop the visible debris at the sponge itself, basically doing the work of a mechanical filtration. So there is that. So let me put this back on again. Now that you've seen that, also to clean the filter, all you will have to do is take this out, rinse this sponge with some aquarium water, and then put this back together, and that's pretty much it. So this filter, this type of filter is very low maintenance. You don't have to do much to clean these up, because this is self-cleaning. So what happens when the air enters here, it starts making bubbles. The bubbles are lighter than water, so they will rise up. When they rise up, they create a low pressure zone, or basically a kind of vacuum here. To fill this vacuum, the water has to pass through these slits at the bottom. So when the water passes through these slits, there is a sponge inside. The sponge will stop any kind of floating material, small fish, any other floating material into your water will be stopped here, basically working as a mechanical filtration. So filtered water will enter here, and this will also colonize some beneficial bacteria, but the bulk of the filtration, biological filtration, will happen here. So the water will then enter here, and with the bubbles, the water will rise up in this container, and it gets filtered here biologically. And what happens is, when the water passes through, the bubbles passes through this filter media, it gets agitated, and it starts moving up and down, left and right, basically rubbing each other. After some time, this media, as you can see, this media will start colonizing with beneficial bacteria, which converts our ammonia into nitrite. Nitrite is also harmful to our fish, so some other bacteria will again convert nitrite into nitrate, and nitrate is not that harmful to your fish. Nitrate is basically like a fertilizer that you can use the water to water your plants. Anyways, the beneficial bacteria will start growing on top of this, and only the very strongest bacteria will grow, because in this container, this media is moving up and down, it is rubbing off of each other. So only the strongest bacteria that can stay stuck to it even when it is moving will grow up. That strong bacteria will again, when reproduce and have children of its own, those children will again be much stronger, and this process keeps on happening. So only the strongest and the more vigorous bacteria will grow on top of this, so that as soon as your tank gets ammonia and nitrite, it will easily be able to decompose that and convert it into nitrate. And that's why these types of filters are very good if you want to keep a lot of fish in a comparatively smaller tank. And once in a week, 6 months or so, you can rinse this with water if you want, although there wouldn't be any need of doing that. So once the bubble reaches here, as you can see, there is a small slit. The bubble will reach here and will exit out from the slits here, and that's how this filter works biologically. So this is a very good biological filter. Now this process is a time tested process, because it is widely used to treat water in a large scale in water treatment plants, and this technology is basically translated from those bigger plants into the hobby by using such containers and such small media such as this one. So this technology definitely works when it comes to biological filtration. Now it only came with a half of the filtration media. For this price, they could have easily added another half of it. So this is a little expensive in my opinion. Even if you are doing this DIY, the Kaldnes type K1 media that is used here is a little expensive in my opinion. So this type of filtration is a little expensive to implement. Now one more thing that had me puzzled about this filter is that how to take this air stone out. So to take this air stone out, you basically first take this cap out, then you will be confused at this point. You will not be able to figure out how to take this out. So to take this out, all you have to do is you have to pull this out first. As you can see, this is connected by just friction fit. So once you get this out, you can easily pull the air stone out, and this is your air stone. Put this back together, and then again this part will go back in there like so. And now you can just close this together, and that's how you replace the air stone. So now let us attach all the suction cup to this filter, put this in our tank, and see how it looks and how it works in our tank. Now in the beginning you will see that all the media will stay at the top because it will not be colonized with the beneficial bacteria, but once it gets colonized with beneficial bacteria after about 7 or 8 days, it will start moving very smoothly inside our tank. So all the suction cups are on. Let's put this in our tank and see how long it takes for this media to get fluidized. Alright guys, now let us connect an air tube to our filter. So as you can see, you have to pass the air tube through this hole. Bring the air tube here and just connect the air tube to this connector here. So our air tube is now connected. Let's connect our air pump. The pump that I'm using is the Sobo SB548A. Let me just connect it. So our pump is now connected. Let's put the filter in the tank and see how it looks. Alright guys, so this is my 1.5 feet cube. This is a cube tank. Let's put our filter in and see how it looks. Alright, so as you can see, the filter is now installed, and as you can see, some of the media is sitting at the bottom and some is sitting at the top. So let me just turn the pump on and let's see what happens. So the pump is now turned on. So you can see still the media is not moving all around the container, and that's because the media is not fluidized or the media is not cycled. Once the media is full of beneficial bacteria, it will start moving up and down. So let me show you how it looks from the close-up. So you can see at the bottom the air stone is producing bubbles. The bubbles are going up, and once the media gets cycled, it will start moving up and down, biologically filtering our water, and then the bubbles come out at the top from the slits that I showed you in the beginning. So when the water passes through the sponge at the bottom, it gets mechanically filtered, and then the filtered water that is mechanically filtered comes up in this part. It will get biologically filtered by this moving bed media, which will get fluidized within a couple of weeks or days. So now we'll come back after 6-7 days and we'll see how it starts moving. Let me show you the view from the top. So this is how the filter looks from the top. Very nice. Alright guys, so this is the filter after 2 days, and as you can see, it didn't take very long for the filter to get fluidized or the media to get fluidized, although it hasn't reached its full potential, because as you can see, still there's a lot of media staying at the top, and eventually even that media will start rotating up and down in the whole filter. So the benefit of using this filter is that because these are very capable of biological filtration, basically converting your ammonia into nitrite, and then nitrite into nitrate. So you can keep comparatively more fish in the same size tank, which is what I'm going to be doing. I will be adding more danios in this tank and maybe a couple of more albino corridoras in this tank. So one drawback of these filters is that they create a lot of nitrate, because they are so efficient in converting ammonia into nitrite and then nitrite into nitrate. You end up with a high amounts of nitrate in your tank, and nitrate is basically a kind of fertilizer. And if you got a light on top of your tank, and if you're using the light for a very long time in your tank, you will get a lot of algae if you're using such filter. So for a planted tank, I will not recommend this. However, if you want to keep more fish in the same size tank, you can definitely take a look at these filters. So there we go. This was my video on this QANVEE LH-600. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.